What's up, y'all? Let's check in and get our messages. I feel there could be some sort of connection to Aquarius's energy in today's messages. Some of you may want to go check out Aquarius's sign reading from today. It could resonate for you in so many ways. Let's this is our piggyback off the daily grind, though. Okay. I hear choo choo, maybe something significant. Oh, it's giving Popeye. Choo choo, Popeye the sailor man, toot toot, right? I don't think it's a choo choo. I'm also hearing something significant about Sunday dinner. So I don't know if you're making Sunday dinner, if you're going to Sunday dinner, something of that nature. Okay, 2 of Cups, 10 of Coins. You think about that, right? If you invited to Sunday dinner, baby, right? Like, that's kind of like a demonstration. That's my partner, okay? 3 of Coins is here co-creating, so it does feel like some sort of collaboration, collaborative effort, or what feels like a next step of some sorts, okay? There's some sort of, I don't know why it's kind of giving like I said, there's a build, okay? And because we had a nightingale, this could certainly be a build where, with fearless expression, someone is being more fearless in their expression. They are co-creating when it comes to maybe speaking up, not having fear, practicing, could be what they preach, but practicing and maybe incorporating some of the things that they've learned, okay? So expressing oneself, but whatever this is, it's a co-creation, okay? No matter what the expression is, it's a co-creation. So if it's fearless, it is flawed, co-creation. Perhaps it is, sometimes this is like setting the scene or preparing the way for you to correct the flaws, right? If it's fearless and it's not flawed, then co-creation, it may be demonstrating to you that it's safe to take the next steps. Interestingly, we have the 2 of Cups in this deck as well, okay? Let me just say, whatever this is, you're going to trust it feels, whatever the build is, right? If it's a build up, if it's a, you're going to trust whatever this is, okay? And it feels like it's because of the fearless expression. This is kind of like out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. You trust when the mouth speaks, right? If it's speaking from the abundance of the heart, okay? You're very secure in that is what this feels like. 9 of Swords. So like I said, whatever this is, it could be something that is stressful, it's worrying, it's frustrating for you or for whomever is on the other side of this. Like I said, sometimes this is where you're co-creating, you're building, you're more fearlessly expressing. Sometimes this is where they are, and it comes as like a shock or a surprise. Okay, there's something like that, but it's almost like whether you are or they are, there's some sense of like trust, right? Trust whatever this fearless expression is. It just feels like a surprise. It doesn't necessarily have to be stress, but it's almost like for some of you, there could certainly be, the expressions that you're like, wow, right? I can't believe you said that, or, that's what it feels like. It feels like some element of surprise. There's good surprises, there's perhaps bad surprises, right? However you want to slice it, okay? Is what it feels, okay? I'll get this energy of like you're getting the piece of the pie that you need, okay? That shows you what feels like the results, which can often be whether or not you should trust. Yeah, it's almost this energy of like giving you insight, like wisdom to know which direction to go. It feels like it's aligning with like, how your soul, like, for example, you will meet people and you will just maybe you don't know what it is, but you know, it's something about them, something ain't right, something don't jive right. That's not to say that you're never wrong, but sometimes there is an energetic memory that your deeper senses are connecting with. And sometimes, you know, this happens too when it's like kindred spirit, like, no, I just, something about them, I know I was meant to, maybe it is to meet them or to do this or to see, there's something that feels like excitement, right? Either like to get away or to come towards. There's something of that nature. And it's almost this energy of like not knowing, but something about the AM, this build that's taking place, this co-creation that's taking place, is then putting you what feels like in flow. And what honestly I feel like then you know, okay, you know that that was the co-creation that perhaps needed to happen or what needed to take place. I just heard it's time, okay, so I don't know what it's time for. But someone, I do feel this energy of like someone understands what they need to do. The magician in temperance. Okay. Um, this is like create, how to create alchemy. Someone knows how to create alchemy. I like this. There's some sort of communication that is understood. I know what that means, or I know what to do. Three of Swords. Clarifying the Queen of Coins. What is this? The Three of Swords is the change. We talked about this being moth energy and the moth having to do with seeing the grass as greener, but it actually not being greener. Okay. Let me just say there is to be or not to be. That is the question. And whatever this change is, it's kind of this energy of, let me see here. Not taking for granted one's responsibility, one's abilities, one's skills, one's power. Something about, okay, someone's role. Someone doesn't take what feels like their job for granted, whatever their job is in a situation. let me be clear. I am not real sure what this is. Um, this wonderment energy is like what feels like marveling at someone, who they are, what they're capable of. There's something too about what someone can and can't do. Five of Wands, Two of Wands. I don't know why it feels like the afternoon is some sort of problem. Again, not to be taken lightly, some sort of conflict of some sort that someone can't dismiss, okay? Um, I'm also getting the energy around something that maybe someone can't keep private. Some sort of something that that's what it feels like. This is something that someone can't prevent, whatever this is. It feels like an issue, but it's an issue of the heart. It is an ego entanglement. Um, but this is almost like something, again, it gives like, I don't know if it's someone's job, someone's responsibility, someone's obligation. I don't know why it kind of gives like what could be like marital problems, um, relationship struggles, um, that someone, it feels like, this could be like trauma, but it's like something that someone would perhaps like to keep private, but they can't, whatever this is. This feels like the reason that whatever this is can't be kept private is because change is needed. And the grass is not always greener is, um, and that not being taken for granted is this energy that is, almost like being, if there's an ego based issue or entanglement, then let's just say the end of the day is going to be, rejection or protection, okay? And there's some sort of change. And if something is not being taken for granted, then it feels as though there is the upper hand, there is an advantage. Because if I didn't take something or someone for granted, then I did what I was responsible to do. But if I didn't do what I was responsible to do, then this is kind of like I'm not protected. Um, or what feels like I can't protect myself from what feels like some sort of problem, some sort of, it could be like drama. Or I just heard they struggle, right? So that's what this could be. Someone's trying to what feels like prevent, I feel like an issue. And this is like, I want to stop it at the door. I want to keep whatever. I don't want this to be a problem. I want to prevent this from being an issue. So someone's not taking it for granted. They're getting on top of or in front of whatever this is. um, there's also this, if that can't happen, what feels like someone's not taking it lightly. I can't lie, it feels like someone's taking personal responsibility, personal accountability for some sort of problem, or some sort of issue. And like I said, it does feel like they want to keep this to themselves, but maybe they can't. There could also be like someone doesn't want to keep whatever this is to themselves. It just feels like whatever's happening, that's where it has everything to do with what feels like being in the right position. So if someone wants something private, it's almost this energy of like I said, the afternoon is communication that's understood. It's almost like action speaks louder than words. But whatever this understood communication is, I don't know why I'm kind of getting like now, um, whatever in whatever this is, um, either someone has the upper hand, they have the advantage, they're in a position, so somebody's trying to block them or prevent whatever this is. Whomever this is, they can't be prevented, they can't be stopped because it's almost like spiritually their intentions are right and their intentions have appropriately or properly postured or positioned them to what feels like for whatever this is. Okay. Similarly, if someone wanted something, it could be out, it kind of gives like if somebody wanted to start some drama, right, and they're trying to, whoever that is, if they're trying to start some drama, it's almost like the beef, they're getting blocked. Okay, they're getting blocked, because, and it's almost like they're not in the right position. They don't have what feels like the upper hand. They're not, it's almost like their intentions are not good. So they are, what feels like being denied. Um, this could be like somebody's being denied a resource. It could be somebody being denied access. It could be somebody could certainly be in a position where they're not authorized. Okay, they don't, it feels this energy of like somebody doesn't have the power. But again, the grass is always greener. It's kind of like what feels like the difference between somebody not taking something or someone for granted or something or someone lightly, and someone taking something or someone lightly. Let me just say something about this feels as though responsibility is being assigned by the end of the day. So I feel like, as it pertains to you, maybe don't take that lightly, because this could be someone who is accepting responsibility. This could be someone who is assigning responsibility in some way. Um, Again, it's dealing with something having to do with, this is my role, this is my job, this is my, again, responsibility. And for some of you, that could be the conflict, is dealing with who is responsible for whatever this is. Um, but it feels as though in one way or another someone can't be responsible, but it's almost like someone may be trying to pin or stick responsibility on whomever that is. And on the other hand, the person that, it's almost like it pins someone. That's kind of what I'm getting, something to do with pinning, but responsibility is being pinned on someone for some sort of a issue or a problem. And it feels like someone else is also being, I just heard marked safe. Okay, so it's almost like someone is being, whatever this change is, it feels as though, like I said, whatever this, if something was taken for granted, the grass seemed greener, is what it feels like. And if the grass seemed greener, then someone may have acted in haste, may have been anxious, or may have been impulsive, and have to, what feels like, own the fact that they were impulsive, that they were hasty, that they were anxious, or perhaps troubled in some way. Um, if it just feels like it has everything to do with um, someone taking care of their business. Let me remember we had party time. So some of you, things are going to restore. Things are going to begin to come together now. I don't know why this feels would banish a curse here and overcome fear. It's almost like there's, for some of you, there could be fear of rejection, right? Because if I'm having whatever this problem is, um, this feels like thinking, someone's way of thinking. Sorry, I'm lingering because this is not the way the message is supposed to end. Like, I'm saying that because I don't want to take that for granted. This is kind of like the thought process was a broken train of thought, is what it feels like. Um, it feels like someone who's in a position, I can't, I can't do, this is a problem, I can't, blah, 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 blah. Whatever this is the identification of a resource within oneself or external to oneself, in what feels like another person, in what feels like it gives the energy of like knocking on someone's door, going to someone's door, this could be like to someone's house. Um, it could be like there are someone's office. This is, there's no can't in whatever this is. Somebody is not, they're not denied, they're not blocked. Um, there is some sort of, whether it's their entanglement or someone opposite them, there's an entanglement that I feel like has to be refused. I don't know why this is kind of like, don't take this lightly. Refuse to entangle, refuse to, what could be like, get caught up, refuse to I don't know why I kind of get like somebody's being asked to create. Um, this could be like take a break, okay? It could be like create some separation. Um, this is like the refuse the drama, refuse. I don't know why I'm kind of getting like, if I can't do it, it's almost this energy of like, wait a minute, I'm not going to struggle with you or with this, or I'm not going to fight over this. There's something of that nature. This is like, I don't know why it's kind of giving like I can't compete with that, but it's not like there's no competition. So it's almost like someone doesn't need to compete. They don't have to. Why would I compete when I can't compete with that? It's almost this energy of like all I can do is be myself. All I can do is do what I do. If somebody is wanting you to compete, this is kind of like, I'm not going to compete. And this can be like anything, um, value, time, like this could be rates, like there's somebody is like, but something feels as though that's not, again, that's not to be taken for granted, because this is like the energy of like, I can't be bothered with that. I can't worry about that. I can't, it gives the energy of something piddly. Like the grass is greener. Yeah, it seemed better over here. I'm not about to fuss or fight. I don't I don't take that for granted. I don't know why. Something is like I don't take that lightly. So it's almost like I don't take that lightly. So I have to prevent, or I have to I'm not entangling. This is good because it's, again, depending on the circumstances, this is for someone's protection. So if you're in a position where someone wants you, I don't know why I'm kind of getting like, come in, right? Something like that. You could be in a position, I don't know, if there's some sort of entanglement, someone could want you to come in or could want you, something feels as though, like, I don't know why it just kind of gives like, you shouldn't. It kind of gives, um, like I said, there's this, I don't take that lightly. I'm not about to put myself in a position. I'm not, um, it's almost this energy of like, I'm not walking into a fight. I'm not getting in the middle of whatever this, what could be like some sort of drama. Um, that's what it feels like. Let me tell you, for some of you, this is giving, somebody is protecting you, and that's what you don't take lightly. It has you, you're either protecting them or and this is probably going two ways. Something I feel like is changing you, or something that you're doing is changing someone else. And it's almost like the way you take care or the responsibility, the way that you, again, it's almost like this could be like handle conflict or address drama. I don't take that lightly. If you're working out some sort of issue, or if there's some sort of conflict and you are you're all up in it. Maybe you are. Maybe you're all up in it, all up in that, and all up in there. And it's like if there's some sort of conflict and you're all up in it, right? Um, something about something about this is like somebody does not take that lightly, okay? And I don't mean like starting it, but this is like something makes me feel like you get in front of problems to prevent them, right? If that's the case, somebody does not take that lightly. They don't take that for granted. Um, this is like someone is like, I don't know why it kind of gets like somebody, it's like, all up in there. And this could be like in somebody's business. This could be like, I don't know why it just kind of gives a very strong support energy. Somebody does not take your support for granted. Okay. They don't. Um, and which is why I feel like you're in you have positioned yourself where like, I don't know. I kind of get like the other side of this is you don't have to compete because nobody compares. And it has to do, I feel, with this is kind of like I can address the drama, or I can speak to the drama, or I can resolve the drama without involving or inserting myself or creating more drama. I can prevent a conflict by virtue of my energy, by my experience, without entangling, without causing or creating some sort of conflict. There's something of that nature that I feel like is. I don't know exactly what's going on, but it just feels like if that's you, yeah, I hear Trey songs. Baby boy, if you got a problem, they call me the problem solver. So it feels like you're solving some sort of problem, preventing a problem, getting in front of a problem, something like that. I ain't gonna lie. I kind of get this energy, right? It don't matter whether you're man or a woman, but this is like, what is that little saying where they're like, what she believed she could, so she did. Something makes me feel like you doing something that maybe people believed that you could not do. Maybe this is where they took for granted, right? Or they assumed, or they were flippant as it pertains to your energy, your capabilities. And this is, sometimes take a good look in the mirror because you could certainly be struggling with your own expertise, and you could certainly have been in a position where you took your damn self for granted in terms of believing what you were capable of, what you would maybe prevented from doing, what you maybe felt blocked from. And Uh, I hear Sherman Club. You can't. No, you can. Yes, I can. Something made me feel like yes, you can. And something about today, I just heard you cannon. I don't know. Maybe you're doing Nick. Maybe you can in the cannon, right? I'm not sure. I do feel with wonderment, something's popping off. It's kind of what this feels like. Something's popping off, and it feels. And this, I ain't gonna lie. You could be spurring on the competition, but you could be in the advantageous position because of the fact that you refuse to compete because you wasn't making comparisons. And if somebody else was making comparisons while meanwhile you just doing your Dannie and doing what you're supposed to do, then it feels like, I ain't gonna lie, they might be in a position where they're prevented from being able to compete, or they can't compete because of the fact that they tried to compare. I ain't gonna lie, that feel like the grace to end this message on a high note. And for some of y'all, it is a high note, but it's giving like C note. So for some of y'all, this is kind of like giving you a title, could be giving you some sort of money. It could be painting you or positioning you as being responsible. And that could have been something that someone was struggling to see or didn't want other people to see, that you were responsible, that you were thorough, that you were detailed, or perhaps even that you were qualified. Somebody may have taken your qualifications for granted. And if that's the case, something feels as though you may be in a position where you showing, baby, the grass ain't greener. You might have thought that you was going to play me over here in order to go over there, but I can show you one better than I can tell you. And what I'm not going to do is struggle with you. I'm just going to demonstrate. Okay, demon straight. Get these demons straight. Hey, that's deeper than what most people think, right? Demonstrate. Demonstrate, right? Let me give you this cold demonstration is what it feels like. Significant energies. Pisces, that's the only one, which makes me feel like you're simply being spirit led. This is all intuitive, but it's almost this energy of like you have the remembrance of what to do. And I ain't gonna lie, it feels like something or someone is doing something that perhaps midday inspires that remember, oh, I know what to do. I know how to handle this. I know what to do about you or this or that. If somebody trying to block you or prevent you, baby, they're gonna learn today. Love you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.